everyone, it's Holly Marie King, and we are back with the Emblem Knights final draft. We just finished the rough draft last week of the Emblem Knights, and we are like at least 10 chapters behind. Who knows? I think there might be more chapters. We don't know, because I forgot. Hey, if you guys bought the book, you would know, because you would have the entire book in front of you. My book is in my kids' room. I'm too lazy. I'm not going to get it. Yeah, I'm excited for this. We're going to be going to Jack's house today. So, without further ado, let's get started and see how it goes. Chapter 23, Jack's house. Ray took the lead as he always did, and John walked beside him, this time talking quietly with the leader. He most likely was telling him everyone's condition so that the leader was kept up to date with his men. Joey walked behind him, side by side with Maddie, making her laugh as they went. Joey never liked being too far from his mentor, just in case the man ever needed help with something. Roy and Murphy walked together, just chatting with each other about something that Yuri had no clue about. Then Daisuke and Michelle walked side by side with the pack horses. She was too shy to say much, but he still talked with her quietly. "So," Alex said with his hands behind his back. He smiled to himself as they walked. "How are you feeling today?" "Fine," Yuri answered, not looking at him. "Well, I'm glad you're doing good," Alex said, still smiling. Yuri closed her eyes and shook her head. "Excuse me," she said to him, "but I can't tell if you're just messing with me or if you're being serious." Alex chuckled at her words. "Even if I told you I wasn't, you wouldn't believe me," he said to her. "You're impossible." Yuri sighed and went up to where Daisuke and Michelle were walking. "Hey, guys." Hello," Michelle said awkwardly, not making eye contact with Yuri. "What are you two up to?" Yuri asked, just trying to get away from Alex. "I thought you were walking with Alex," Daisuke said, looking Yuri in the eye. "I was, but I've never just gone up the group to just talk to everyone else," Yuri said, avoiding looking back at Alex, who was walking behind them without a care in the world. "Don't you already have a guy?" Michelle asked harshly. "Don't you think you shouldn't be so greedy?" "Well," Yuri said, realizing the girl was accusing her of wanting the attention of all the men in the group, "I guess I'll chat with you later, Daisuke, when you have more pleasant company." "I look forward to it," Daisuke said with a wink. Yuri smiled and went up to where Roy and Murphy were laughing at each other's stupid jokes. "Where did you hear that one?" Roy asked his friend, laughing at a joke Murphy had just said. "Some girl in a small village told me that one," Murphy said, grinning at his own joke. "She wasn't much older than Joey when I met her." "Is that what you did after you left the group?" Yuri asked him. "Princess, what a surprise," Murphy said with a grin. "Hey, small fry. I was expecting to see you up here," Roy said, raising an eyebrow at her sudden appearance. Wow, I said that really fast. "Yeah, well, I've never traveled up the group to just chat and see how everyone is doing, so I thought I would give it a try. A shot. Shot. Same thing," Yuri said, ignoring the pet names her friends had given her. It was not very well received with the other two. "Sorry to hear that," Murphy said, looking at Roy. "Unfortunately, you can't hang out here either," Roy added. "We are sharing things we learned on our travels, and some of it won't go well in your little ears. Besides, I'm sure Alex misses you all the way back there," Murphy said with a wink. "Whatever," Yuri said, rolling her eyes as she walked up to catch up with Joey and Maddie. Maddie was about to say something to Joey when she saw Yuri approaching them. She swallowed her words and looked at the ground in embarrassment. "Yuri," Joey said, looking grumpy, "what are you doing here?" "What? I can't check up on my little brother?" Yuri asked him, looking wounded. "Go away," Joey said, blushing furiously. Okay, Yuri said, walking up to Ray and John. "Back to your place at the end of the line, Yuri," Ray said, before she could open her mouth. Yuri didn't argue. She stepped back out of the way and waited until Alex was in view once again. "Get sent back here, did you?" Alex asked with a smug look on his face. "Just leave me alone," Yuri said, feeling flustered. "Do you just enjoy messing with me?" "It's just a perk to everything else," Alex said to her with a big grin. Yuri shook her head at him. "You are most definitely something else entirely," she said, still feeling unhappy about things. They stopped for camp not long before nightfall. Michelle went to sit down to rest, but Ray wouldn't hear of it. "Michelle, Joey, and Maddie, I want the three of you to go water the horses," he ordered the three. "What?" Michelle was furious. "I have been walking all day and my feet are killing me. Plus, I'm with child. What makes you think I can do any work after that long trip?" "Because I am the leader and everyone has to pull their weight around here," Ray said without any anger in his voice. But since Michelle was naturally timid, she backed down and listened to the man. "Anyone else want to question my orders?" "No, sir," the rest of them said, as they went to work at their tasks given to them. That girl is something else, Alex said as he and Yuri gathered wood for the fire. She doesn't like me, Yuri said to him. Despite his always messing with her, she always felt comfortable around him. What makes you say that? Alex asked her. She always gets super irritated when I'm near her, Yuri said, frowning. Admittedly, I was hoping to make a new friend that's female. Female friends are overrated, Alex said, hefting a small load of wood into his hands. Says the man who would sleep with one as soon as he sees them. Yuri said to him teasingly. Yeah, well, I find myself not interested in that at the moment, Alex admitted. I still don't believe you, Yuri said, sticking her tongue out at him. Alex was in front of her in a moment. Michelle doesn't like you because I like you, he said, looking deeply in her eyes. But if I hadn't met you, I would have been in and out of Michelle's bed already, and she would have been downright upset with me for some time. Is that what you plan on doing to me? Yuri asked, shouldering past him, trying to hide her burning face. Not even in the least, Alex answered without pause. Don't misunderstand my advances. This is the first time I have outright pursued a girl that was not interested in me. Well, I wouldn't say that exactly, Yuri said back to him, still not turning around. Just cautious due to the fact of everything you've shared with me. He tweaked her nose as he walked by. That's okay. The caution makes it oh so much more fun, he said with a smile at her. Yes, well, I'll let that little outburst pass for now, Yuri said awkwardly, following closely behind him. The next morning they were off to go the rest of the way to where Jack's home was last located. Ray seemed to be a little more in a hurry than he would care to admit, but he tried to keep his composure while in his hurry. I think he's trying to kill me, Michelle wheezed to Daisuke as they kept their quick pace. She was having trouble keeping up. We should be there soon, Daisuke assured her with a smile. He's growing impatient, Alex murmured to Yuri. What do you mean? Yuri asked him, confused. Daisuke's getting tired of Michelle, Alex answered her. You can tell by how his voice changes. The group stopped suddenly. Alex took Yuri by the shoulders to stop her from running into the horses. They stood in front of what looked like a mountain covered in moss, but there was something strange about it. It looked as though there were windows and maybe a door built into the giant wall of rock. Ray straightened himself up and looked around carefully. There's no way we're alone, he warned everyone. Before he approached what looked like a door, arrows lined the door in front of it as soon as he took a step. Don't move! A woman's voice came from above them. That was a warning. Take another step and you're dead. Roy didn't hesitate. He turned and threw a fireball in the direction of the voice. The girl screamed as the second girl slid a sword below his throat. Do that again, and I'll slice your throat, the girl said. Her face was covered by a hood and face mask. You bastard, the first girl yelled. She, too, had a hood and face mask on to hide her identity. What the hell were you thinking? I was thinking I would eliminate a threat, Roy admitted without flinching. Ladies, I apologize for my brother's actions, but we are here to speak with Jack, Ray said, glaring at Roy. That's all right. We were expecting you, the second girl said, sheathing her sword. She lightly punched Roy's chin with her hand. Maybe next time, Tiger. Oh, I said that weird. Come on, or you'll get in trouble again, the first girl said, ushering her comrade forward. I was only messing with him, the second girl said, as they led the way inside. Roy motioned for his people to move forward, and they obliged, following the girls into the small door that they had disappeared into. This looks terrifying, Yuri admitted. She didn't like small spaces very much. It's okay. We'll be fine, Alex assured her, squeezing her hand as he led the way into the door, with it closing behind Yuri as they entered. I don't know what's going on with my voice. Jack is just really good at hiding his location. There was a small tunnel that was dark and damp, and as soon as the door closed, but the tunnel quickly became bright once more and opened up to where there was a sitting area where Jack was already waiting for their arrival. Hello, Ray, Jack said, not getting up from his seat. Good to see you again, Ray said kindly, approaching his friend with a smile on his face. Yes, well, I wish it was under better circumstances, Jack told him. He shook his friend's hand, but still didn't stand. I know what you mean, Ray said in agreement, a grim smile on his face. I would like to speak with Yuri and Alex alone for a moment, Jack said to Ray without hesitation. We will talk later. There's a stable outside for your horses to rest and eat. Thank you, friend, Ray said as he led the way out of the sitting room. Yuri held tightly to Alex's hand. She was nervous even though Jack had proven to be his friend. She was still nervous. The last time he talked to her alone, he had killed her grandfather as a result. What was he going to take this time? Sit down, Jack ordered, nice and calm. Yuri could feel her whole body shake with nerves. Alex pulled her with him, sitting her down next to him. She refused to let his hand go. Jack then looked to the two girls who had escorted them in. Ladies, have a seat here, please. Yes, sir. Both girls sat down next to him comfortably, still not uncovering their faces. Now, I want to get this out of the way from the beginning so that there is no alarm later on, Jack said to Alex and Yuri. I saved these two from death, but they are believed to be dead as far as the senior advisor is concerned. Am I clear? Yes, Yuri and Alex said with a nod. The girls began to fidget in their seats. We shall do this one at a time, Jack said without a change in his expression. Stand and show them. The girl who had first spoken to them stood. She didn't move at first, but then went for her hood, making golden locks of hair tumbled out of the hood, and bright green eyes looked back at them, laughing at her own mischievousness. She pulled the mouthguard off of her face, revealing quivering lips. Hello, she said to them. I'm Alice. Nice to meet you. For the first time, Alex let go of Yuri and forgot all about her, even being there. He stood from his seat, his eyes not moving from the girl in front of him. Is it really you? He asked, breathless. The girl nodded, tears already falling down from her eyes. Jack, you bastard, I can't believe you didn't tell me. Alex embraced his sister and held her for several minutes. Yuri could hear the pounding of her heart in her ears as she looked over at the other girl. She could feel her whole body quivering in excitement and nerves. There was no way it was true. But why else would Jack ask her there, too? The second girl stood from where she was sitting and removed her hood, revealing light green hair that fell to her shoulders and black eyes that only a person with the ability of death possessed. The girl removed her face mask. Hello, Yuri. Long time no see, her sister said to her. Yuri slowly stood with her hand shakily outstretched. She reached the girl's face and pulled Yuki towards her, resting her forehead on hers. It's really you, Yuri whispered. It is really me, Yuki said, smiling. The two girls were crying softly, as Alex and Alice too were crying. Sorry for keeping you in the dark for so long. I just couldn't come see you, what with being dead and all. What, you couldn't, right? Yuri joked, choking on her tears. Well, none of us were allowed to talk about it, Alex said, his electric eyes glaring at Jack. Apparently, we were keeping a lot secret. Wait, you knew she was alive? Yuri asked, pulling away from her sister. Why didn't you tell me? I wasn't allowed to, Yuri. Alex said. He took Yuri's hands. She tried to pull away in frustration, but he held on to her anyway. Listen to me. If you knew that she was alive, then the secret would have been out, and we wouldn't have the advantage we have now. I knew once we came here you would meet her and everything would be fine. Yuri looked into his eyes, unsure of what to believe. She then looked up at Alice, seeing what his sister thought. He does his duty above all else, Alice informed her, shrugging. He wouldn't go against an order if it meant jeopardizing everything he cares about. Yuri then turned to Alex and looked straight into his eyes. You're lucky your sister is here to back you up now, she said to him. All right, we ended Chapter 23, we're going to go to part 3, and it's time to end the war. We're going to get to the second half, and it's going to be my favorite part. The ending is my favorite part. I'm excited for the ending of it. Ugh. All right, but yeah, that's it. That's the end of Chapter 23. Next week, we're going to start a new book. It's going to be awful and great all at the same time, and I'm super excited for it. I'm here for it. Anyway, if you liked this chapter, please leave a like. If you know someone who'd be interested in this content, please share it. In fact, if you know someone who would be interested in getting free advertisement for a book that's not doing so well, or if they just want some free advertisement, I'm willing to read a chapter of their book if they want me to. That is, if they want me to. I'll add it in the description below how they would, their place where it can be bought and everything. Because I want to help promote other writers. If I can. I know, it's a weird dream. But yeah, anyway, share with them with that too, if you'd like, because that would be really helpful to get the word out. Probably in the next book I will do that, but we'll see. But yeah, anyway, if you want more of this content, please subscribe. Next week, you can't miss out next week. Next week's gonna be great. Gonna be horrible and awesome all at the same time, and you'll get a kick out of it. I know I do. But yeah, anyway, hopefully I will see you guys next time. Bye.